from Michelle Yeo Quilt Designs, and I'm from Melbourne in Australia. I'm very excited to have been asked to design the 2017 Quiltmania mystery quilt using my debut range of fabrics, Torrington Place by Penny Rose Fabrics for Riley Blake Designs. In 2014 I was lucky enough to have had a book published by Quiltmania, and this is my book of needle, thimble and thread. My work's very traditional in nature, and I'm inspired by a love of antique quilts from the past and also the fabrics that they used in those quilts. And hopefully this will be evident throughout the 12-month program of the mystery quilt. Throughout the next 12 months we're going to cover a few different techniques that are used throughout the quilt, so I hope you can join me every month in just having a little sneak preview of what we're doing and the techniques that we're using. So these include reverse applique, traditional applique, bit of broderie purse, English paper piecing, foundation piecing on freezer paper, and just traditional hand and machine piecing. I thought we might start off by visiting my sewing room, which is a mess, so I'm not going to show you the whole sewing room, and I'm just going to show you the range of fabrics. Just to start you off, this will be the complete range of fabrics, however we won't be using the browns in the fabrics or some of the blues. So anyway, we'll go and visit the sewing room. The top fabric here is the shirting that we'll be using right throughout the program. It's the main background fabric for the quilt. It is not part of the Torrington Place range, but it is one of the 19th century shirtings by Penny Rose Fabrics. These 4 fabrics sitting at the front here are the 4 fabrics that are used in the first month of the mystery quilt. So let's go and have a look at what we're going to do. Okay, this is block 2, Cross My Heart, and it's exactly the same technique with the reverse applique. Again, only 2 fabrics, which makes it lends itself really nicely to reverse applique. So again, you'll set it up exactly the same way, tracing it on to the background fabric, laying a 2 one on top of the other, and basting around the edges, and then basting around all the little motifs in here, leaving yourself just enough room around them so that they don't, the tacking doesn't impact on where you're actually trying to needle turn. So you'll actually do around all of these little motifs, and the hearts are exactly the same as you've done previously. You've got the center circle, which is exactly the same. Again, they're curved, so you can have a little bit less seam allowance, just being careful not to cut it back too far. And if you need to, you can nick in, not right to the line, but nicking in within a couple of threads just to ease that turn if you need to. My preference is not to do that unless I really have to do that. So I'm just going to show you one little aspect of this block, and I've got my little sample here, and that's just coming through this section here. That's probably the only different thing about this block. So I've prepared this already, and I've cut out my heart. So like we did previously, I'll just trim that seam allowance just a little bit further so that it turns nicely. Now you can, while you're working towards that point there where the stem comes through, you might want to just pop a little pin in there just to anchor it down. Our double line here that's going to take us through the channel in the middle, I'm actually going to just cut through the very center of that up to the next heart, and we'll treat this corner exactly the same as we treated the corner, turning the corner in the first block of the heart. So again, going up to the point, doing a couple of stitches right on the edge of that point, placing our needle in where that thread comes out and just running it up the fold. And be careful this doesn't frays. If you go too close to the top, it may fray a little bit, so just be a bit cautious. Turning that round, anchoring your stitch again, and then completing that turn. And then you're going to go up. Hope you can see that, up through that channel. So it's just a needle turn appliquing so that you're appliquing down the channel. So you go down this side until you get to the other end, and then you'll remove the background fabric to reveal the heart. I'm just going to pop the needle in there. Okay, so that completes the video of the first January edition of the Torrington Place Mystery Quilt for 2017 for Quiltmania. I hope you've enjoyed and watching the video, and I hope you've learned just a couple of little hints that might make it easier for you to complete the block. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next month. Bye!